A baby sea lion pup was found washed up on the beach with a large growth on its head. Thankfully, a group of people quickly rushed to save the pup. But as they got closer, they soon realized that the growth wasn't just some type of tumor. It was actually something much more serious. And if they didn't act fast, the pup would surely die. The weight of what it had on its head was simply too much for the small pup to bear. Luckily, after an hour of patiently working to remove the barnacles, the team was finally able to get them all off. And once they did, they were left shocked by what they found. As the pup slowly regained consciousness, it became apparent just how exhausted it was from trying to free itself from the barnacles. To make things even worse, it also had a severe case of mange. This is an infectious disease that causes hair loss and skin lesions. Because of this, many people believe that this poor pup had already been abandoned by its mother. However, this is not always true. Sometimes a mother will abandon her pup if she is sick or injured. In this case, the mother was most likely struggling with the same mange that the pup had. Thankfully, this pup was eventually nursed back to health and was released back into the wild. We'll talk more about this in just a moment. But first, let's go back to the beginning of the story. The Marine Mammal Center received a call from someone who spotted a sea lion pup on the beach. The pup was all alone and seemed to be in distress. A group of people from the center quickly made their way over there. When they arrived, they were shocked at what they saw. The pup had a large growth attached to its head, making it difficult for it to move. The Marine Mammal Center shared photos of the pup online. They asked the public for help in identifying the mass on the animal's head. Within hours, they had an answer. The mass was made up of hundreds of barnacles. These are small marine animals that live in shells. They attach themselves to rocks, boats, and unfortunately sometimes sea lions. Barnacles can cause problems for sea lions in a number of ways. In some cases, they can clog their blowholes, making it difficult to breathe. They can also cause skin infections or even lead to drowning. In this pup's case, the barnacles had grown so large that they were pulling the pup down into the water. This made it impossible for him to rest or conserve energy. If the pup had been left on the beach any longer, he would have likely died. Thankfully, the people at the Marine Mammal Center were able to remove the barnacles and save his life. The Marine Mammal Center works to rescue, rehabilitate, and release marine mammals, such as sea lions. Their goal is to help the animals return to their natural habitat. That's exactly what they did with this pup. After removing the barnacles, the staff at the center nursed him back to health. They fed him fish and vitamins to help him regain his strength. It took several weeks, but eventually, the pup was strong enough to be released back into the wild. On the day of the release, the pup was taken to a beach far away from where he was found. This was done to ensure that he wouldn't end up back in the same place with the same barnacles. Before releasing the pup, the Marine Mammal Center staff attached a GPS tag to him. This would allow them to track his movements and ensure that he was doing well. As they released the pup into the water, they watched as he swam away with his mom. She had returned to care for him after he was gone for so long. It was truly a heartwarming sight. The Marine Mammal Center staff were overjoyed to see the pup swimming away with his mom. They knew that he had a chance at a happy and healthy life now. The Marine Mammal Center shared photos and videos of the release on social media. They thanked everyone who had donated or volunteered to help the pup. The post quickly went viral. Thousands of people loved hearing the pup's story and seeing the heartwarming release footage. Many people also expressed their gratitude for the work of the Marine Mammal Center. They are truly making a difference in the lives of these animals. It's not uncommon for sea lions to become entangled in fishing gear or have large growths like this pup. As a result, the Marine Mammal Center is always busy. The Marine Mammal Center receives thousands of calls every year from people who have found injured or sick sea lions. Not all of the animals that are rescued are as lucky as this pup. Some are simply too far gone to be saved. However, the Marine Mammal Center never gives up hope. They continue to work hard to rescue, rehabilitate, and release sea lions. Despite the challenges, the Marine Mammal Center has been successful in rescuing hundreds of sea lions. The organization believes that every animal deserves a chance at a happy and healthy life. Now, let's take a closer look at the pup's condition when it was first found. The pup had a large mass on its head that was made up of hundreds of barnacles. Barnacles are small marine animals that live in shells. They attach themselves to rocks, boats, and unfortunately sometimes sea lions. In this pup's case, the barnacles had grown so large that they were pulling the pup down into the water. This made it impossible for him to rest or conserve energy. If the pup had been left on the beach any longer, he would have likely died. The barnacles were not only a physical burden for the pup, but they were also causing him a lot of pain. The pup was in distress when the rescuers approached him. He was making loud noises and thrashing around. It was clear that he needed help. The pup's fur was matted and dirty, and he had a thick layer of salt water stuck to his skin. This made him feel uncomfortable and probably contributed to his distressed state. The pup was also very thin, which meant that he hadn't been eating properly. This could have been because the barnacles were making it difficult for him to eat, or it could have been because he had been separated from his mother for an extended period of time. The pup's eyes were closed, and he wasn't responding to the rescuers when they first approached him. This meant that he was probably in a lot of pain and disoriented. The pup's breathing was shallow and rapid, which indicated that he was stressed out and in distress. Overall, the pup was in bad shape when the rescuers found him. He was severely impacted by the barnacles on his head, and it was unclear if he would survive. However, the rescuers were determined to help him. They carefully removed the barnacles and cleaned him up, and then they took him back to the Marine Mammal Center for rehabilitation. With the barnacles removed, the next step was to clean and disinfect the wound. This would help prevent infection and promote healing. The pup was given antibiotics to further reduce the risk of infection. The pup was monitored closely for signs of infection, pain, or other complications. The wound was dressed daily to keep it clean and moist and to promote healing. The entire rehabilitation process was lengthy and involved a team of dedicated professionals. Despite the challenges, the Marine Mammal Center staff and volunteers were committed to helping the pup make a full recovery. They provided him with the best possible care and nutrition, and they worked tirelessly to ensure that he was comfortable and safe. Once the pup was healthy enough, he was transferred to a different enclosure where he could receive more specialized care. Here, the Marine Mammal Center staff worked to re-socialize the pup and prepare him for release back into the wild. The pup was fed a diet of fish and vitamins to help him gain weight and strength. He was also given enrichment activities to keep him mentally and physically stimulated. This helped the pup develop the skills he needed to survive in the wild. The pup's progress was monitored closely, and the Marine Mammal Center staff celebrated each milestone along the way. It was a long and arduous process, but the pup eventually made a full recovery and was strong enough to be released back into the wild. As we mentioned earlier, the Marine Mammal Center used a GPS tag to track the pup's movements after release. This allowed them to monitor the pup's progress and ensure that he was adapting well to life in the wild. The Marine Mammal Center staff were thrilled to see that the pup was thriving. He was swimming with his pod and had a healthy body weight. The Marine Mammal Center continues to track the pup's movements and behavior to learn more about the lives of sea lions in the wild. This information is used to inform the center's rehabilitation and release practices. By understanding how sea lions behave in the wild, the Marine Mammal Center can better prepare animals like the pup for life outside of captivity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest videos.